Well, hi, good morning, and thank you so much for joining me here in my shop. We're going to start working on this radio, which already has a note on the top of it, which we should read right away. And it's all white on there. I don't know if I can make it visible. There we are. Power's on. Tuning knob not attached. Well, I think part of the tuning knob is missing. Tuning knob not attached. Probably means the just untangling a wire there. Probably means the string is broken inside this radio. So I'm going to pull this note off of here. Oh! Hello, camera. There. Tripod failure there. Hey, everybody back down here. It's okay. Everything will be okay. No, don't worry. Here we go. This looks like Bakelite, but I kind of doubt a big chunk of it out of here. You know what? This might be Bakelite. This cabinet. Maybe it's a modified version of Bakelite. I don't see the pattern in it. Okay, but it does have a big chunk out of it. So, nice radio. Let's have a close look. I like this radio. They've reserved a fair bit of it for the speaker, as you can see. Dial's just a little small, or hard to see. Once the lights come on, it might be easier to see. We got broadcast band, and we've got 2 shortwave bands. This goes from 6. Oh, this is strange looking. Something has happened here. I think you can see this in the camera, especially if I just bring it up a little closer. So when you look at the lines over here, that should be perfectly parallel. But one of them's cockeyed. This one's cockeyed too. The low one's cockeyed. But look at the number 18. What happened to the 8? And look at the 16. And look at these pieces of paint or whatever. Like this one's curling off the back. You can see it's curling away from the glass. So it's all restricted to just this area here, it looks like. I don't see anywhere else where any funny business is going on. So exactly what's happened here, I don't know, because the oh, I can't turn that. And the knob is missing. Okay, we'll look a little closer into that in a minute. So Philips, I haven't mentioned that yet. So shortwave band from 6 to 18, and then also from 2 to, this is 5 here. So this 2 to 5 scale, not very useful these days. I mean, I don't think it's useful at all. Shortwave all the way from 6 down here to 18. This will be a tough thing to tune. You got to tune very precisely. You'll have some trouble with that. Broadcast band goes up to 1700 and beyond. What's that little thing there? It looks like it says phono. PH? Phono? How you doing that? Where's the band switch? What's going on with this radio? This looks like nothing. This feels like a tone control or something like that. This is the volume. Volume and tone. Band and tuning. Of it is probably sitting in there still. No, it doesn't look like it. This looks like one solid shaft. No, it's a shaft in a shaft here. But it's kind of frozen up. I don't know what all's going on there. Does not look good. That problem does not look good. Okay, let's go around the back here. Let's look underneath. Is there a surprise under there? Oh, there is. It looks like there should be a bottom tray in here, or some kind of bottom piece that's completely missing. Because there's a slot here, there's holding spots here. This is the front glass, and you can see it's I don't know, can you see it in the camera? Not really. There's cracks all along it, running up, and then there's bits and pieces missing up in here. This might not be a visible area of the glass. No, it's not visible, but it gives you an idea of what's happening. And this is the pointer here. What is this? This is probably the pointer. It looks pretty complicated. Maybe there's a light built into it. I don't know. Looks heavy duty. It would appear to be heavy duty. Okay, so here's the tube lineup. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tubes. 12, 12, 12, 12. That's 50. Another 50. And then 35. That's 135. I don't think these are in series. Big radio probably has a transformer in it. There's the phono input. These plastic pieces up here, they look like they're holding a rod antenna right in behind here. Here's a tuning adjustment right here for what's a rod antenna. Warning, disconnect supply cord before opening. Has a French version here, so this is almost certainly made for Canada. Philips Industries, Toronto, Canada. Patented, I can see 1957 written there. Ground and antenna. So I'm pretty sure that's a fairly long broadcast antenna in here, which means it might work pretty well. Okay, so the back is screwed to, pretty sure it's screwed to the chassis here, so we don't take the back off. And pull the whole thing out. It's held in with these 4 screws here. Very good. So I'm going to slide the works out, and we'll take a look. It's a spacer. That's got a metal spacer inside some felt. Look at this. It has 2 as a post here. The other one is broken off. That's the same deal with this. It's not that it's broken right off, it's that the tabs, the protruding parts are gone. That's what's going in and supposed to lock into the tuning. I guess that's the tuning. And then the band switch would be this one. Let's try turning that with a pair of pliers. Yeah, so I can feel it going through the indents. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 positions, 3 bands, and phono. Okay, got that sorted out. Very good. Okay, I'll get this out of the cabinet, and I'll take this opportunity to go and drink some coffee right now. My plan was drink the coffee, take the screws out, pull the chassis out, turn the camera on. Hey, different order of things. I drank the coffee. Haven't pulled the screws out yet, because look what's going on here. Right, let me bring this down. Get in a little closer here. This piece of metal is on a funny angle. This little piece, which I think is the pointer. This paper here, or whatever this is, there's something loose in here. I can see the string. The string is under tension. I don't think it's broken. And there's something going on here. What is up? Let me get a little more light on it. So all that's going to come out, I think, when I take out the radio. I think I'm pretty sure the glass panel's coming with the chassis. Hope so. And there's something down in here. That's a little. Oh, look it. There's a whole piece of paper in there or something. Just trying to look before I leap here. So these pieces are the. It's a block light, probably. There's probably a light bulb up in there. Okay. Collar. The collar in there, you can tighten these screws right down. You're supposed to tighten them down pretty tight. Without a collar, tightening the screw crushes the rubber part. Now you can see the rubber part is not crushed at all on this radio. A lot of radios use this kind of rubber grommet, and squeezed under pressure, they tend to crack. Okay, I don't want to take that right out yet. The radio's going to fall out. Stand back a little bit. This is why I was going to do it without the cameras running. Wait a minute, I don't need a screwdriver. Bottom tray's not coming out. What's happening here? What's going on there? Yeah, this tray is held in by these screws. Oh, what am I supposed to do here? I gotta expect the speaker's not coming. Well, I think these screws gotta come out. And this whole tray's gotta come out. Does that make sense? Well, I got this. And these wires hooked up here and this. Yeah. Wait a minute, no, that all lifts. More complicated than expected. Okay, I'm going to stop the video. I'll get this out. Okay, just took a minute to take those screws out. So what's going on? The speaker's not coming out. That means there's probably a plug in there for the speaker. As much as I was trying to avoid this. You know, some radios, one big screw and the chassis comes out. This guy, holy smokes. take it all apart to get it apart. Okay, now what's going to happen here? Leave that like that. There we are. Okay, so this isn't going to go anywhere. Wires are short. Here's the speaker coming here. Why 3 wires? One wire is going to the frame of the speaker. Pretty long wires here. Okay, so why are you not coming out now? The glass is staying put. There's no reason for it not to come out. You notice there's no transformer. Well, it's supposed to come out at this point. What is this big thing here? In the corner. There's another one over here. Those are the lights. Great big light bulbs in there. And I'm going to guess these are 120 volt light bulbs. That they're coming with the cabinet, the chassis. Just feeling the string. The string is not. Like occasionally in these radios, the slider stays at the front. Where is the pointer? Oh, there's the pointer. So the pointer may not come out with the radio. And how am I going to see that? Something is resisting in there. Get my newfangled powerhouse light here. Jeepers. So the pointer is down in this area here. Yeah, I feel it. I feel something. I don't know what I feel there. Let's go a little further. If we can. I really think the pointer and the string is what's holding it back. Okay, so these wires are going to break here before too long. Let me just get them on camera here briefly. Can't swing this out of the way. Probably really not meant to be taken off at this point in the process. This tube is, oh, you're looking at nothing. See the white top on this tube? Well, maybe it's nothing. I thought the getter was worn out, but the getter's down here. Okay, false alarm. False alarm. False observation. So the string would have to go down the far side here. I should be able to feel it going down towards the pointer. Where's that pointer? So if I move the chassis a bit, I can see if the pointer's moving with it. See, you seem to pull away. Okay, so what's keeping it in? What is keeping it in? Oh, another note here. $30. Looks like that's the price for the radio. $30. Don't stick stickers on radios. Okay. Just looking at the cabinet here. This could be Bakelite. It's thick, and it's very hard. Inflexible would be the word. Well, maybe I got to look at the instructions. maybe there's instructions for this. Model number 175. Yeah, I think I better look at some instructions before I end up with tears in my eyes here. I spent too much time looking on the internet for some kind of schematic, service manual, anything about this radio, and other than some photographs, I couldn't find anything about it. So I have no instructions on how to get the chassis out, and it seems to me it's being held back by the string. Maybe I can get a camera in there, we can get a close look at what's going on. Why don't we try that out? Okay. So I'm looking way down at the lower string down there. And, well, this doesn't look good at all. What is happening here? So that looks like a scale. Like, where was that? Where are you supposed to see that? Or is that by some chance the alignment scale? Now there's the pointer disappearing. You can see the string heading there. You can practically see the connection to the pointer carriage. So either I have to get the pointer out of there, but it looks more like some kind of detachment occurs. Oh my god, what's this? You can't get your fingers up in there. The paper's blocking some view. The paper looks totally loose. Let me see if I can get it out of there. Okay, got the paper out. What do we see now? So I'm looking at the that round shaft that's sticking up. I'm thinking, does that separate? I mean, what would support the pointer at that point? If you separated that somehow, and it doesn't look like it would separate. And the pointer would just, what, fall out of the radio? Sometimes there's a location at one end where the thing can be extracted. Hey, I wonder if that's what this is. No, there's a piece of... Oh, my light just gave up. Just what I did. I worn the battery out on that light. Oh, I got a little more. I'm cheating it. Cheated it. Probably last, that long. Oh, it's back on again. So it's a new light I got from one of you, a viewer, was kind enough to send me this little spotlight I'm using right now. And I've reached the end of the battery. I've used it a lot, so I've worn the battery out on it. I've got to charge it up. That light's gone. Now let's try this little weak, flimsy one here. Okay. So I was saying, looking at the shaft sticking up, would it be? So another way is to detach the string. That looks easier. Sometimes the string has been clamped in by bent metal. Other times it's clamped in, are glued in. People put glue on them, but they're not supposed to. It does look like I can get it off. I just lift the string upwards over the back of the small pointer. Just pull it up. Now, does that really make sense? So I'm gonna. It's not. I would leave the whole carriage behind. How can I even get my fingers down there? You know what? Let me pull on the chassis a bit here. I'm just gonna. Only got so many hands. Come on, flashlight, stay on. Okay, good. Now I'm gonna pull the chassis, move the chassis a bit. See what's moving with it. Yeah, you can see quite definitely the. Down to the end, and out she comes. Doesn't look like it. Down to the other end. Well, so it's going to stop short of this wheel, and it's not going to make it to the end of the run here. Oh boy, you know what? I don't know what to do. Some of these you twist them sideways, and it kind of lowers the pointer, and then you can slide it out from underneath. But you need a fair bit of slack in the string. And if I detach the string, good luck for me managing to do that. If I could detach the string here, then well, we'll leave the whole pointer carriage behind. But that would leave the pointer, the small technical pointer. It's called the alignment pointer. That would leave that behind. That's not an idea. Maybe it's just sitting. It's just that piece sticking up. Is it threaded? Is that threads on it? Oh, it is threaded. Okay, so that's screwed together. I don't think that's just going to pop up. That'd be pretty loose and flimsy anyway. So it's screwed together. Are you supposed to be able to get at it from underneath? Oh, maybe that's what happens. Hey, there could be a whole access thing underneath here. Hey. Okay. Pretty excited about that idea. So, oh man. Of course we can. I remember I looked at it before. Oh, it just fell over there. It's okay. It's gone where it wants to go. I'll leave it there. Okay, look, there's the screw right there. Oh, what? That's the. So that's an intermediate engagement part from the knob. So probably when I tipped the radio forward, this dropped out from the knob. One of the knobs. Okay, so it looks like I would disconnect this. That would leave the radio pointer behind, and would take the technical pointer. Would carry on. That's what's got to happen. And well, see, look at that. As soon as I started turning this, it just straightened right out. Somebody else been here before? Somebody else tried to take this out and couldn't figure it out? Oh my gosh, the whole pointer's coming out. Okay, well, that's okay. We're now detached. I put this back in, or you know what'll happen. It'll become one of those screws that's left over after I finish a project. Okay. So, does that happen to you? You finish projects and you look at your bench and there's a screw here and a screw there and a washer here, a clamp, a clip. Hey. Okay, now we'll pull this out. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put this 3 screws across the bottom. I'm going to put this back on. Because I think I'm just going to get into trouble with it flopping around. When I was a kid, a young teenager, I had a Princess phone I had acquired somehow. I don't even know how I got these things, but I had one. Princess phone. It was a modern looking telephone. And I wanted to take it apart, because that's what I did back then. I took things apart. And for the life of me, I could not figure out how do you get it apart. This feels like it. There we go. And I worked on that thing and worked on that thing and worked on that thing, and I did not want to break it or anything like that. And I finally found out there's a cord that comes out of the back of the telephone, and if you lift the cord up hard enough, it revealed a screw underneath that you could get at with a screwdriver. You had to find it. So what I'm saying is, I'm used to this. There we go, coming out just fine. I'm used to this challenge of how do you get it apart. And the bigger challenge, how do you put it back together? Well, there we are. I have it out. This one right there. You know, I think that is Bakelite. It's very heavy. Oh, it's got the speaker on it, too. Okay. Wasn't that an exciting deal? Let me put this somewhere else, actually. So, I actually believe Bakelite is a superior material for this kind of purpose, for cabinet making, than regular plastic. Okay, here's these gigantic lights. Here's the string I was so worried about. And there you can see the string going around the pointer, and this being the technical pointer for this sheet, which should be taped up here. We'll figure that out down the road. Oh, don't do that. Start. So that's probably the mark for setting the pointer. Of course, the pointer is connected to this. So if this is in the right place, putting the pointer on will put it in, well, the right place. Whoops. Look at that. Wow. This guy's got a 3-section capacitor. Wow. That bodes really well for this radio. There's the filter capacitor there. There's the nice antenna, graping long rod. I think this is a good performing radio, or intended to be a good performing radio. 1, to, this tube does look, doesn't look right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tubes in it. And they added up to, I think, what was it, 135? No transformer. Okay, let's tip it up here and look underneath. Oh, yeah. Very stable. Okay, it looks like no parts have been changed at a glance. Not surprising. We do have some older wax capacitors in here. And molded capacitors. They aren't really much more reliable. The whole thing is nice and open, easy to work on. This looks like a replaced resistor. It's just the look of it. It looks new, and it's, you know what? It is. It's hooked up to the old lead here. So someone has been in here and done some work. How did they manage to find that one resistor? Must have burned right open. Nothing else seems to change. Oh, that looks a little dark in the middle. The electrolytic capacitor there, maybe? I mean, it looks to be in good shape, but then all these radios that have the cabinet protected, they look like this. Well, yeah, okay, I'm asking myself the usual question. Any reason not to start this up? Any reason to not start this up? I don't see any reason. Now the speaker's trapped in the cabinet. Speaker wires are here. Well, we can see quite clearly, especially if I put the camera up. Here's the output transformer. Here's the 2 wires coming from the output transformer. This last one, well, that's a bit of a mystery. What is this last one that goes to a switch? That's the one that I thought went onto the case, or the frame of the speaker. We gotta take a look at that speaker. Put the radio there. Maybe we'll have to take it out of the cabinet in the end. Okay, so I want to look at the 2 voice coil leads. Here's one here. See, they have a terminal all ready to connect to the frame. But this looks insulated, and the other one looks insulated. And here's another terminal ready to connect to the frame. And there is a wire connected to it. And it is the one that goes to the, can we call that the middle pin? We'll call that the middle pin. And that's the one that's got the long wire going back to the switch. What would you be switching on the frame of the speaker? I could understand if this is just a ground wire going back to the chassis. Okay, I could kind of buy into that. Anthony Radios. Since 1948. Service, rentals, sales, service, rentals, phone, 2, and then the rest of it is missing. Well, it's probably in here somewhere. Anthony, you're not going to get any business at this rate. Half your flag is gone. Okay. Take the speaker out, or just try to, I could clip lead wires back over to it, actually. That might actually be the easiest thing to do. Or use my shop speaker, which is even easier. Yeah, let's use the shop speaker. The shop speaker. Okay, we'll take the right hand one here. Just a second while I make a mess of things here. And there we are. Okay. A little messy. That's why I don't show that corner very much. Okay. Now, back over here. I can do this with it laying down. No, I can't see. So I'll keep it up. My shop speakers are 8 ohms. Not, you know, as much as that really means anything. Where you going there, camera? What's happening is one of the tripod legs keeps slipping. There. Keep standing. If I can stand here, you can stand here too. Okay. Like that. Hey, there's nobody here to talk to, so if I talk into my cameras, probably shouldn't have this cloth here anymore. Tiny fire risk there. Okay, so we have the speaker hooked up. Now, what's going on here and here and here? So that's probably volume. This is probably tone. So we're going to put it, just in case it's volume, a little bit that way. This is the tuning thing. It is. So here we are. Now we're tuning. This is the band change, and no wonder I can't turn it by hand. This is turning just as smooth as could be. How would somebody break the piece? And this might be the piece that was in there. It might not be. Oh boy, where did this come from? It came from here. Okay, we're going to lose it again if I Okay, well, tunes along nicely. Okay, again. Switch is off. What kind of cord we got on here? We have a non-polarized cord on a transformerless radio. Danger signs going off. No schematic to look at, so let's take a look at the situation before we get into trouble. So you see one wire going straight over to the switch. It's coming from one of these two. This could be alive or this could be the ground, depending upon which way you plug this in. The other wire is heading to the rectifier tube here. There's a big capacitor connected to the chassis here. Looking for other chassis connections now. Are there any other? I see the tuning capacitor is isolated from the chassis. You can see from grommets and the way it's been done. So there could be some chassis grounded stuff up in here. Don't see any. Don't see anything else connected to the chassis. Okay, so at this point it would look like the only chassis connection. Oh, there's something quite interesting. The only chassis connection is that capacitor. Now, when you look in the radio, you look up here. Do you see a black spot right there on the chassis? Sure you do. There's a wire hanging out here. That's a little unusual for a radio maker to leave a wire hanging there. So, could be the case though. So just see, just this one resistor doesn't look original. There's something there. Well, that may not be damaged. Okay, I think I know enough. Now I'm not plugging this into a regular outlet. I'm plugging it into a dim bulb arrangement. This is the output from the dim bulb arrangement. Notice there's a ground terminal here, but you can see it doesn't go anywhere. It's just sticking in space here. This is an ungrounded system here, even though it's got a wide thing. No, because this leads back to an isolation transformer. It actually leads back to one of these power control devices, and beyond that is another isolation transformer for some crazy reason. I have two isolation transformers. That's probably not a very good arrangement. Okay, we're ready to turn on. So, what band are we on? So we don't know. We can guess. We can guess this. Phono, AM, shortwave, shortwave. So that's phono, AM. That's my guess. I'm guessing I have it on AM now. AM has a built-in antenna, so it should work. Well, it's in my shop here, so how well can it work? Okay, so I'm going to feed the power to the radio. It's going to go through the light bulbs up here. And nothing's going through, and that's perfect because I got the switch still turned on. By using an isolation an isolation transformer, the chances of me getting a shock, from the chassis or any other place is greatly reduced. I can be grounded and touch this thing and not get a shock, but I'm not about to demonstrate that because I don't know for sure. And you know what? Things can be different than what you expect. The circumstances of something can be different than what you think. Okay, we're going to turn it on. I'm going to turn it on with the remote switch here. So, on, volume up a little bit. Okay, powering up. Ooh, hot diggity dog. So, lights have come on. They're performing the proper way. Going down. Now they should start coming back up again, although it may be so low we can't see it. Are these tubes in series? I don't know how they've done the tube thing. Maybe there's 2 series strings and some dropping resistors or something because too many tubes in here. Okay, we're going to up the volume. I hear something coming out of my speaker. Okay, we're going to tune. Ooh, what was that? Ooh. Hot diggity dog. Wow, that ever come to life. Yeah. Signal jumping around, tuning wise, I noticed. We probably have some shorts in the capacitor here. Or just dirt. $740.
56 arrests, 284 charges laid, 80 vehicles recovered worth about $5.1 million, and 5 search warrants executed. I can also tell you that 13 of the accused persons were on various release orders, and that 21 were from the province of Quebec.
Operation Autobahn driven intelligence-led and invoked was creating heat maps identifying specific neighborhoods from the vehicle theft, mainly in Markham, Richmond Hill, and Bonnot.
The vehicle thefts going on in Toronto, just crazy, and the police have focused on it, and it sounds like they've found a conspiracy of people doing it. So I could be, by moving this shaft, could be moving the plates on the capacitor a little bit, generating the short. I don't know. That's a little odd. Just wiggling this. No. So in Canada, we like to think we're not as bad as the United States. That's kind of a theme here in Canada. We look at what goes on to our neighbor to the south and we go, oh my God, we can't let that happen, we can't let that happen. It used to be the other way around. It used to be when I was a kid, it was, yeah, we want to do that. Yeah, we want to follow them. But not anymore, I don't think. I think we look at what goes on in the United States with horror. It's right next to us. Yeah, I think it's a shorting capacitor. It just gets worse and worse down here. Okay, let's take a look at that. Let's take a look at the shorting capacitor problem. Notice those light bulbs are nice and bright. Don't have to worry about those. So a lot of dust in here, which I think we're going to want to blow away. And as for bent plates, turn up a little bit. So it's open now. So how's a bent plate going to be a problem? So the outside plates on this part of the capacitor have been bent out, and quite clearly done by a technician. So you expect the shorts to really take off in here, which they are. When you close up the capacitor, that's when you expect the shorts to really. So it could be also just bad grounding. So these are grounded here. Let's get to a rough spot where it stops working. Oh, now it's going to work all the way down. Yeah, now it's going to work. Oh. Well, if it's bad grounding contact, then the more I work this, the better it'll get. So maybe that's what's happening right now. I'm going to go ahead and eliminate a possibility here and lubricate this a little bit. Oh. So there are sliding grounding contacts right here. Give me a stick. Let's see if it's one of these. So I think like the problem's going away on its own, but this is probably the problem right here. Let me just show you a close look at that one. We can turn this down. So what we're trying to see here, this guy right here, this piece. So that's a ground. It's spring metal here. It looks like copper. It's probably copper plated steel to give it, because you can't spring copper. So it's probably steel, and it's running against this. And so as you tune the radio, it slides over that. If that contact is bad, then we get all that scratchy sound. Now, often there's more than one. There's quite a few, in fact, usually in these things. So, do we see one over here? Plenty of reflections there. No. I think this is the only one. It's relying on that. Single ground. Oh, no, there's another one. Can you see it there? It's pushing out from the frame to the end of the rotating shaft. Okay, let's give these guys a shot here. Give them a shot. Now I'm using WD-40, cheap and available. Maybe not the best stuff. I find it very effective. Get a little bit of lubricating with it. Let's turn this on. You see the capacitor move as the whole frame is moving. That's probably from the string tightening up right at the end. And that could be from an overlap happening down here. That certainly is what it looks like. That's because you see what's happened here is because it's out of the cabinet, I've pulled this forward while I'm turning it. It's caused the string to wind up in the wrong area. So if I don't do that, see, this time it didn't move. The string did not double over here. Pretty darn close though. So you see how the spool here is a great big thing. It's a big wide thing. It's not U-shaped. So this is meant to let the string track back and forth as you turn this. Whoops, don't pull it out, Chad. Push it in. So that's better. Keep pushing it in. Yeah. That's better. What about the sound? Okay. Should have been listening to all that. Okay, the funny crackly stuff is gone. Very good. Oh, what was that? Very good. Now, something else this radio's got, which again shows that it's a higher quality radio. And this is the anti-backlash system here. I'm going to show this to you. Anti-backlash. So it's a gear-driven system. And I'm trying to get my camera to focus. Would you please focus, camera? There we go. We're looking at these two gears that are side by side, and you see there's a spring here. The spring is pulling one plate against the other, one of these geared plates against the other. Now I have to show you with my fingers what this is doing. So you see, look carefully, you see the teeth are not exactly lined up. Close, but not quite. So they're engaging with the gear we can't see that's on the end of this shaft here that I'm turning, and it's in behind, you can't see it. But the gear is wide enough that it's grabbing both of these toothed plates here, spring-loaded toothed plates. Okay, now I'll show you how what's going on. So backlash is a general term used for problems with tuning. Actual backlash is tuning this, putting some tension into the string without moving the capacitor, or you can move the capacitor a little bit, tension in the string. When you let go, the capacitor shifts. It's quite not even the best descriptions, but it's springiness in the tuning system. So you are a little delayed, sort of. That's backlash. Very annoying. This is solving a different problem. This is solving play in the gears. So when you have gears, right, and gears are coming together, they can't grab perfectly flat like this because they have to engage on these angles. So consequently, when they are fully meshed, they look like that. So if you're tuning and you're tuning one way, okay, fine. As soon as you start to go the other way, there's a dead spot where nothing happens till you get to here. And this is a terrible feeling in the tuning control. This would drive you nuts. This is like play in the steering wheel, something I don't think we experience much anymore. But gee, when I was a teenager, my friend's car had almost a half turn play in the steering wheel. It's about a quarter turn play in the steering wheel. You could turn it like this, nothing happening. You had to go here, and then go here, and then go here. Yeah, that was very common in old cars, not anymore. So how are you going to solve this annoying problem, which is tolerable in cheap radios, but this is not a cheap radio. So what you do is you put two plates, two geared plates, like this. Then you spring load them so they do this. Not quite like that, but they do this. Now, you're going to have to use your imagination that this hand is still there, okay? This hand is, I'm taking it away now, but it's still there. And now you have the other gears coming in, and what happens is the spring pinches them together. They're constantly pinched like this. Consequently, if you dial forward and back, you no play at all. That's the whole idea of what's going on here. To eliminate this little bit of, play in the steering wheel. You probably know that. But maybe you don't. I don't know who you are. I don't know where you are in the scheme of things. So, once in a while I like to explain things with a little bit of detail. Maybe just to make us all feel better, I'll just brush a little bit of dirt out of there. Yeah, feel better now. Okay, where are we at now? We've got a radio that's working. Doesn't appear to be any reason why I should do anything more to it at this point. We would have to give it a shot on a shortwave because it has an inbred, has an internal antenna, and I already know from experience it's picking up stations just fine on AM. I don't know about shortwave yet, so we'll take a look at that next. Then I guess you know what's going to end up happening. Well, if I even care to, checking the position of the pointer, doing the alignment thing. Where did our alignment paper go? What did I do with that important piece of paper? Oh, I must have put it somewhere safe. Well, maybe after a coffee I'll be able to find it. Where did it go? It's disappeared. Okay, so we could think about positioning the paper here properly and then utilizing this to do an alignment. If the performance of the radio turns out to be low, which at this point on broadcast, I don't think that's the case at all. Fantastic. I'm going to go have some coffee now. Okay, let's see what this radio does on shortwave. So I have an outdoor antenna connected here, and we're going to hook it up. Just going to hook up the antenna lead for now, not the ground. And we'll turn this back on. It's kind of odd. I think I saw a flash in these lights. Not sure what that was. Okay. And we're going to take a guess at the band. Take a guess. The first snap is the large is the is the what? It's the what? It's the what? It's the I'm gonna see, we're starting on this band. Well, I don't know. Could be this, could be that. So we go to the middle, we're either at 3.5 or 10 or 11. 3.5. We go to the middle. We go to the middle. Okay. And band change. Kind of noisy. Ooh. What was that? I have no idea what that was. If we're on the broadband, what am I talking about? I'm confusing radios. If we're on the band that goes up to 18 megacycles, we should be picking stuff up here. Well, that's some ham radio there. What is that?
The download. The life of Ludwig van.
Wow, it's hard to tune. Holy smokes. Oh, where'd it go? Just drift away? So the station can be fading in and out while I'm doing this, which makes it very tricky. Wish we didn't have that noise. Let's try something here. If I put the ground on, some of that noise might disappear. Make it stronger. It got stronger.
His life.
So did the
He
station.
was destined to write during his lifetime some 9 majestic symphonies, some 5 concertos for piano, not to mention the numerous pieces of chamber music that have encouraged music lovers down through the years. He has written sonatas. He has written pieces for violin, piano. He's thrilled us with the masterful works of harmony that seemed, according to people who are in that realm, to break away from the tradition of his time. Beethoven was not in any way a man without his difficulties. But lurking in the silence of his life,
Aunque sean, incluso aunque somos profesionales, aunque sean profesionales mujeres con una carrera exitosa y demás, casi siempre recae sobre
That was me checking to see if my lights were causing the noise. So, based on where I'm hearing stations,
poco más libre, no se ve como
this is the broadband we're on, and it's working. I apologize for that terrible noise. Wait, I'm all the way. How did I get all the way? How did that happen? So this would be the other band. This would be broadcast. That's phono. Phono, broadcast. Okay, I don't know what happened there. I thought I haven't drank enough coffee. Am I awake? Hello? Now, if this is the other band that's going from like 2 megahertz up to 5 megahertz, we should get nothing at all but noise. Well, there's nothing wrong with this radio. Why? Oh, I know what's wrong. The broken knobs. This is the challenge here. To get this guy to work with broken knobs. Phew. Do I have any with this kind of collar on it? I don't think so. Okay, the radio itself works. The issue is the knobs. Well, I gotta stop and think about it. Wow, thinking isn't gonna help. I gotta stop. Have a coffee would be good. Complete a sentence. See ya. I'll be back in a minute. That's my collection of knobs there. I don't seem to have any of the sort that are needed. And yeah, I don't remember having any like that with the collar and the 2 pins sticking out. boy, oh boy, oh boy. What do you do in a situation like that? These are all my aluminum looking knobs. Well, yeah, not happening. So I don't have a knob to replace the broken ones. I have to have two knobs actually to replace the broken ones. So we need some other kind of solution, and I don't know what it would be. What would that be? Look at the knob here. So one is left. So you know this would probably engage. So we can get the tuning happening just like that. That's good. You know what? The other one is tone control, which is not terribly important. And then that knob's fine. And we're missing one. Oh, we're missing one for here. What have I got? If I can put something on here. This is a narrow diameter. This is a wider diameter. So this is going to go on one, but not the other. And I think it's this one. The one it was on. So what? Wait a minute now. This doesn't make sense. Okay, so we put in this extender. See, the little tabs that should be here would lock in. Can I solder? I can solder this. Can I glue this to here? Why could I not do that? Glue this to here, and then we've got tone control. It's metal and plastic, but there's a fitting into it. So you know, put a lot of epoxy in there. I think it'll hold it. And then could we actually do that over here? I think we could probably. Or is this supposed to be over here? No, this won't fit. Because it's got to go around the small guy. So we can pull that trick off. Get this side going. Use the last lonely tab over here. Just don't anybody do anything bad to it. Like this is not. There's no strain on it doing this. The tuning is quite loose in here. I think that's got to be the solution. Just have to find another knob I can slip on that looks something like this, or two knobs that won't look so disturbing. Now I thought I had some of these cream-colored knobs. Okay, back to hunting through the knobs. So I do have a solution here. These brown knobs. This one's missing its set screw. They kind of fit into the little recess here, and yeah, without the cabinet on. Without the cabinet on, they look a little odd. But with the cabinet, they might not look so odd because they're the same color as the cabinet. And I don't know what else I can do here. Glue this, stick these on. Voila. I think that's what I gotta do.